Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Steel Edge Sunwalkers taking on the Dragons in a traditional grudge match. This will be a timed match. 30 minutes are going to be on the clock as soon as the first die is rolled to start the turn. This is going to be an insane match. Both decks have been upgraded from their previous matches. Dragons are just by themselves, and Steel Edge Sunwalkers are including new cards from the new set 4 Power Lockdown. Dragons also have a new synergy from that set, as well as some monsters. This is going to be the two decks at their very best. Starting to see who's going to go first. Steel Edge Sunwalkers will start this off.
And then there's going to be a 1.
6. What? What was that? All right.
And they roll a 6. 30 minutes starting now. As soon as that timer runs out, whoever has the most health points will win the game. If you can take out your opponent before them, you win as well. This can be done when their health points hit 0. Rolling a 6 and below. Starting off with a Mono Blader. And with a Draco Fist. And with a Wildfire Warrior. Refills his hand. Rolling a 5. Now you got 5 and below. Dragons are here to retaliate. Bottom of your screen. Left is Steel Edge Sunwalkers. Right is Dragons. Health points are the 2 5s you'll see at the bottom. Class roll is at the top. 6 being the highest you can roll and 1 being the lowest. Star Thrust a Dragon. You can play another Star Thrust Dragon from your deck and then add a Dragons of a Feather from your deck or perish pile to your hand. It activates, it adds the Dragons of Feather. Dragons with Feather sacrifices both Star Thrust to Dragons. To bring out a Dragon from his deck, it will gain 1,000 power until it perishes. This is the traditional start. Dragons always have this overwhelming power right off from the gate.
I can play a dragon from my deck. It gains 1,000 points until it perishes.
Great. This is great.
This is going to get absolutely nuts. Right here we go. Divine Dragon Xerxes, and it'll go up from 1,700 to 2,700. The highest power level on the Steel Edge is currently 1,450 with that Wildfire Warrior Class 5. And he got a monster transfer as well. He gives Steel Edge 5 health points, but allows the Dragons to play a monster from their deck, then select a monster in play, and its power goes to 0. Here we go, Apocalypse Dragon Pharaoh Rex is in play. What this card can do is, during your preparation stage, you can discard 2 cards to send 1 card in play to the perish pile. While the 10 health points may seem daunting, Dragons have a way of bringing it down real quick. This could be very dark. This is an absolute demolition if this can continue. He's going to go Pharaoh Rex. So he made the Wildfire 0 points. And he's going to take it out with the Apocalypse Dragon Pharaoh Rex. It's gone. Now, what's Divine going to go for? It looks like I'd say the right move here would be go for Draco Fist, since its power would increase if it was the last one alive. With very decision time. This may not seem very much, but at the start of the game, these decisions are where it all comes from. The foundation to your victory.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
2,700.
So he's going to have Xerxes take out Draco Fist. Here we go. Is he going to let it? Sunwalkers have a synergy that includes Draco Fist, so I would assume he would. Yep, here he goes. He's gone. Leaving the Sunwalkers with 1 monster left. Staring down 2 Class 6 Dragons. He's rolled a 1. This is not looking good for Steel Edge Sunwalkers.
You say that, but
I probably will.
no.
What can he pull out of the hat here? He's still got a monster in play. He has 10 health points, so he's not in trouble.
Oh,
Not yet.
Sunflower. Here we go. Oh, he's going to use Magma. Here comes Magma.
26 minutes left. Almost 5 minutes has passed.
No, wait.
After the end of the 30 minutes, and it's a tie, there'll be another 5-minute extension.
No, Blue Diamond can be on.
And they keep going until someone has more health points than the other.
Blue Diamond
Right,
can only
must
be
be
on
on
your.
my turn.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's backed into a corner here. So he's going to play Incomplete Synergy.
So you sacrifice a health point.
I do indeed.
That's what we got at 9.
What this allows him to do is he has a player synergy from his pile. Perish pile, if he only has half of it, and he only has to give up a few health points.
I mean, you can attack, etc., but he's at 25, 27, 16.
Yes, indeed. So he will attack.
So he's going to have Mono Blader attack the Apocalypse and let it die.
Oh, okay, sure,
Yeah.
okay.
He comes 5,000.
And by doing so, it means his Magma Champion, his synergy that's brought out, reaches 5,000 when it's fighting alone and takes out the 2,700 Divine Dragon Xerxes. Goes back to the Dragons, and now they're under pressure, facing a 5,000 Sunwalker Magma Champion. They're going to roll. Can they roll something good? 2 and below. Not quite what they needed.
Nothing else.
Let's see if they can do something with it.
6.
Great. I need one of those. You gotta give me one of those.
This is not going to be easy.
I play the card Life Gambler supporting Jack.
He's going to play the card Life Gambler supporting Jack.
Health point, add tactical from the perish.
He can sacrifice it, gain a health point, and add a Perish Tactical to his hand. He's picking Monster Transfer.
Actually, wait.
He can't, if he uses it on Magma Champion, he's checking now. Magma Champion, when it fights alone, is the only one on the in play.
Still making
On your side, it is 5,000 points. So even if he removed its, made its power 0, its special would still keep it at 5,000.
that's annoying.
Also adding health points. Even early in the game, you have to be wary of.
Well, your move then.
He's got Apocalypse Dragon. He could use its specialty, but looks like he just gives it back.
Why would you do that to me? Well, that's a bit unfortunate because. Oh no, I could.
So he still rolled a 2. Sunwalkers are on 2. They don't have a lot to play here.
I do indeed.
This is the last turn of that Magma Champion being in play. After that, they'll be under some serious pressure.
You didn't use them to your advantage.
Looks like he's eyeing at the Sunwalker's flower.
Yeah, that's right.
And by discarding, you can add a Sunwalker to your hand, and then while it's in the Perish pile, it can count as half of a Sunwalker synergy requirement.
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna use the flower.
Okay, discarding.
So he's going to use it. He's going to add a Sunwalker from the deck to his hand. He has rolled a 2. Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Already getting exciting.
And we gotta get old mate.
23 minutes.
Gotta get old mate out here. Old revamped mate.
What's he going to bring out? This could be
Oh,
very large, depending on what card he picks here.
Oh, I guess it's gonna be Gemini. But then how do you get Gemini out? Unless you have a tag along. I guess that's probably what you do.
Not a lot.
So I can't do anything.
Not a lot of options left here.
How dare you?
So he's going to go 5,000, takes out the Apocalypse Dragon.
And this is
But the problem with that is it leaves Sunwalkers wide open. That last turn leaves him with no monsters in play. He must be very confident. He is 2 health points ahead,
I'll hand it back.
but still 22 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you
Passes it back.
waiting for something?
Dragons couldn't play anything.
Trying to pull something. Okay.
Oh, it looks like it's a waiting game here. He's going to wait because they looks like Dragons have a card they're not quite ready to use. That's what I would guess. And they're waiting for Sunwalkers to play something of value so they can wipe it out. They do know Dragons have Rapture Dragon. It clears the board of any non-divine.
That's unfortunate.
And none of the Steel Edge Sunwalkers are divine, so it would just be a complete wipe for them.
I can't do.
But will Steel Edge take the bait?
You need to bring out Impervious, then bring out.
It could be very... This could be game over any second, to be honest.
Can we swap? Like, swap positions. Do it. Do it. Bring it out. You know you want to.
So it's at Dragons,
Friend, you know you want.
still on 5.
I'm gonna play the card.
Looks like Dragons are going to be the first ones to dip their toe in the water.
Mercenary Dragon, Aethel Red.
And they're playing Mercenary Dragon Aethel Red. When there are
Class 3 or
3 dragons, class 3 or higher on your perish pile, you can play it. 2,700 monster. With the specialty, it cannot perish due to a conflict with a synergy monster. Has a sleeper skill as well, that should specialty be removed, it gains 500 power for every monster in play. So while it's in play, it gains 500 power for every monster in play.
But my turn really.
Goes back to Sunwalkers after he takes a health point.
Oh wait, you're excited too.
Bring it on.
Radio. All right, he's on 2. Bring out Gemini. Okay, and because oh, it's different. So
So he's played Gemini, he's rolled a 6. He's got a lot to do here. Viewing for that earlier error, Incomplete Synergy takes away 1 health point. And but we're caught up now with Aethel Red bringing it back down to 8.
and he can't.
But we're all good.
Synergy, you
Just
said.
synergies.
Right.
So he's got Gemini, he can discard a card, and if it's taking on a monster whose original power is higher, it can raise its own power to 3,500, which would be enough to take out Aethel Red and leave the dragons with nothing again.
Late game strat.
20 minutes left.
Well, I don't want to give you another turn because you're just going to get rid of him.
Whether they like it or not, this game will be over
I'm going to discard
in
this.
those 20 minutes. So he's gonna discard the card from his hand, and there goes Aethel Red. He reaches 3,500, takes out the 2,700 Aethel Red, and dragons are left with nothing. Dragons roll a 3.
Yes. Okay. Here we
They're behind on 2 by 2 health points, but they could still win this.
Yes, I like that.
Dragons are pondering. Here we go.
Read this.
He's checking out Gemini to make sure he reads it. I think this would be because of monster transfer.
No, I just
However, it would still work. It would even become more dangerous if its card becomes 0.
What T's and C's are you for?
Once again, any health points given,
to you.
especially now,
Is this gonna be the
with there
whole
being a
thing? You just
timer,
wait for me to do something, then you counterattack.
it better be a very valuable play indeed. So he gives it to Sunwalkers.
Interesting.
They rolled a 6,
No.
so they could go absolutely ham.
One on you.
And there we go, takes away a health point. Dragons go to 5. Pressure is on.
Thwarting your plans? a little bit. Hey, that's
They're playing very cautious.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
what I was gonna say.
Dragons are... Dragons and Steel Edge. Steel Edge resists the urge to play more monsters to go and take more health points.
I could do that.
I think it's because they can
No, I couldn't.
they can see that there's being cards played, and they are aware of Dragon's spectacular way of removing their own monsters,
Check something
Really
here.
enamored with it.
removing Steel Edge's monsters. 18 minutes, just below 18, just over. So he's checking out Gemini again. Steel Edge is checking out their Sunwalker's Flower.
I guess I could do that, but then
He might not be able to use it yet.
Gotcha. And
Steel Edge are checking out their asset pile.
let's have a look. Okay.
Dragons don't have a lot of options.
That's really annoying, actually. Ooh, I could do.
They've only rolled a 1.
Waste.
are you sure?
Yeah, I'm definitely sure.
It looks like they're in a bit of an issue here, because look, they're on 5 health.
Yeah, I've only one.
If they take out Gemini, they may open up the Apex. Well, actually, it'll open up Impervious Gemini. From there, the Apex for Sunwalkers. It has the potential to take away 5 health points. So dragons are always going to be very cautious, especially when they're on 5 health points. They could be gone within a couple of turns. So right here is crunch time.
Okay. I'll hand it back to you.
He hands it back to Steel Edge Sunwalkers,
Oh, no, that works.
and they've rolled a 2 and below.
Actually, because I don't
So here we go. If he's going to play and try to take away as many health points as possible, this looks like it's going to be the time. He's playing cautious again, takes away another health point. Dragons go down to 4.
I'll get to you.
This is... I think dragons are in a lot of trouble here. They'll have to roll pretty good.
Oh, there we go.
And we get a 6. So, dragons have got the best roll possible. Can they make the most of it? Dragons using the new playmat.
Apocalypse Dragon for Rex.
He plays another second copy of Apocalypse Dragon. This...
And then I use the.
What will he use as specialty?
Wait, I'll have Apocalypse Dragon attack.
No, you won't.
So Apocalypse Dragon's attacking, but for some reason, Steel Edge has jumped the gun and just ended the turn, afraid of what dragons could do. Even though that Apocalypse Dragon is 1600 and that's Gemini's 1750, it seems the nerves got the best of the Steel Edge Sunwalkers, playing very safe.
We'll see.
So that instantly ends the turn by sending one Sunwalker from the deck to the perish pile, and they gain 2 health points, putting them back up to 10. With 6 points ahead,
Your turn in, so it's mine.
just over 16 minutes left.
2.
Looks like a lot of defense cards in the Steel Edge Sunwalker hand.
Yeah, that's right. That is right.
Which is weird that you
So it looks like they've rolled a 2.
consider I didn't even power him up yet.
Not a lot to do.
Yeah, but I didn't want to. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, nah.
Fair enough.
He's gonna go.
So he's going to attack it.
Yeah,
Do dragons have anything that can stop this or anything?
we're gonna put him, and then he's gonna go.
Okay.
So he attacks. Outcast Axe adds 1600 to Apocalypse Dragon. Apocalypse Dragon rises to 3200 just for this turn. And that will mean that the Gemini cannot use a special because the original power of Apocalypse Dragon was lower, which means Gemini will be taken out unless there's another power-up the Sunwalkers have.
That's it.
He's just checking the terminology of the Outcast Axe the Steel Edge Sunwalker player is.
It's in a conflict.
Well, that's
Yeah,
just.
that's what he is.
Gemini's gone. And he's put his Steel Edge Mecha Cobra there to make sure his health points are guarded, but honestly,
Interesting.
it's gonna be a quick one. If that's all he's got left. He's only got a handful of tactical Steel Edge Sunwalker. They better draw a monster at the end of this, or this is game.
Its specialty activates.
Yes.
I can discard 2 cards.
Looks like he drew a Gemini.
Send 1 monster in play.
He's using the specialty of Apocalypse Dragon Pharaoh Rex, as mentioned before, discarding 2 cards from hand, send 1 monster in play to the Perish pile during the preparation stage.
Back to my hand.
And he's gonna send... Which cards? Oh, a Tactical Fighter Soldier. 2 of them! Perfect play. What they do is when they're discarded, they can add themselves back to your hand.
And then
Which means he'll have infinite... He can use that infinitely. Only once per turn, but it's basically a free specialty that can remove anything during your turn.
do that. Now that you've gone there, I'm going to play the card.
A monster special can only be used once per turn. If it's used more than once per turn... No, sorry. Twice per turn. If they're individual cards.
Monster transfer.
But if it's just one particular... He's using a monster transfer. He's going to add 5 health points. This is it. What monster is he going to play?
Actually, earphones.
He's deciding right now. This is crucial. He plays Earphones in. Subdued. It's a class 1. Has a very interesting niche. It's going to add... That's a 15-4 deficit. Dragons are down by 11 health points with just under 14 minutes left to go.
Add that card back to your hand as well, right? Okay.
And then
I'm not sure what they're planning.
Yep.
And he won't be able to select a monster in play to have its power goes to 0.
Makes sense.
So that is a little bit of a waste.
up to you.
So he takes away 2 health points. Steel Edge Sunwalkers are now on 13. Dragons are on 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotcha.
Steel Edge Sunwalkers, look like they've rolled a 6.
That's 6, didn't we? Right.
What are they going to do?
What I'm gonna do.
They understand that Apocalypse Dragon is a huge threat. Anything they play, and if they are unable to get rid of that dragon this turn,
My second gem.
they're going to be in trouble. He plays another Gemini.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you about to play? You were about to play something.
No.
What are you
Looks like dragons were about to play something. Did they have something set up? But will Steel Edge Sunwalker think it's a trap or a bluff? This is it. Can they get it? Can they... Are they going to go for the aggression? Do they think that dragons were just trying to bluff them out?
Surely not.
Looks like Steel Edge are not going to fall for it.
My flowers.
He's going to use the flower, Sunwalker's flower, to act as half, so he can bring out Impervious Gemini.
That is only partly fulfilled, which it is.
Was it a bluff?
I have 1 Gemini.
Let's see.
Or non-divine perish.
Oh no, it wasn't! Raptured Dragon in play! All monsters in play that are non-divine perish, including the dragons, except for that Raptured Dragon. Takes out the Impervious Gemini and the Class 6 Sunwalker Gemini.
So dumb.
This is nuts. Left with nothing.
Because when you said Gemini, I actually was about to play it.
The reason that had to be played so quick was that Sunwalker Impervious Gemini can select a monster in play, halve its power, and when that monster perishes, the owner of that monster has to discard their hand.
And before the turn ends, I'll play the card Health.
You do not want that specialty activating. He uses a health redistribution, adds both health points together, divides by 2. Any excess health points are removed, which means it would add normally up to 17. Divide by 2, it would go into decimals. So they remove that extra, and it's 8 health points each tied up, just under 12 minutes left to go.
A second more, you would have put it down, and then.
Yeah.
Now it's up to dragons.
Alright.
Like, I got, if you, yeah. Oh.
Sunwalkers have rolled a 6. So it goes to dragons. Sunwalkers are wide open.
Didn't play it.
This game has just tied up right here, right now.
6. Oh, that was really close. That wasn't even funny.
This is getting really, really intense right now. They've rolled a 6.
Yep.
By discarding
He's playing the card Earphones Out Rampage. By discarding itself from its hand, it can add Earphones In Subdued to your hand from your Perish pile. When Earphones In Subdued is added to your hand from your Perish pile due to Earphones Out Rampage, it adds Rampage back to your hand as well.
next, I'm gonna play.
The significance of this will be displayed possibly sooner rather than later. He's playing 2 tactical fodder soldiers. He's definitely going for health points here. Leaving that spot wide open in the middle there, though. Looks like he has something he's going to play later.
Goes to 6.
That is
So he takes the 2 health points. And now Sunwalkers have the pressure. It's 6-8. Dragons are in the lead. Just over 10 minutes left.
At least you can use your Apex though.
They've rolled a 3.
but, like, I had a
It doesn't look good.
I know.
This
I know.
this does not look good at all.
Because I've played that deck like many times, so I know exactly what to do.
It looks like the Apex would be the only way to go since the Magma Champion and Impervious Gemini are in play. Are in the perish pile. But is he going to do
I
it?
didn't know what sleep skill was, so I guess it's fair enough.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to like.
It doesn't say in the glossary.
He needs that 5 health points to be
It
gone.
does. I didn't actually. Yeah, no, it does.
When that Apex is played, you have to roll a die. If you roll a 4 or higher, your enemy takes 5 health point damage. If you roll a 3 or below, the Apex destroys itself. Sends itself to the perish pile.
So
That
hold
was
on.
scary.
While the enemy has more monsters than you, and that Apex is in play, its timer is removed, which means it's permanent. But as soon as that number equals, or your enemy has less than you, then you get one last turn with it, and then it's destroyed.
Play it multiple more.
That's
Perishes,
right,
sorry.
that's
As soon as you kill one, then he
There you
dies.
go.
Contemplating it right now.
That's right. And
The risk
other
is
thing
he
about
could be
that
left
is that-
defenseless.
And then you went
He's rolled a 3,
That's because I could make an easy
just over 9 minutes left.
insane.
No, yeah, no, that's
Like that
so
would
true.
be. It's still 50-50 really.
Because he's powerful enough as it is anyway. By
Yeah,
himself.
He's in a lot of trouble here.
You going for it? I'm at 8 health, so I can take it.
It doesn't look like he's going to do it. They might try and figure out another way to add some cards to the board.
I really can't do anything. You know what? We're gonna hold out. We're gonna
So he's going to pass it back to Dragons. He's got nothing in play. It looks like he's going to try and wait for a higher roll.
Oh, but
Very cautious again.
I can't hold out anyway.
Dragons get to roll.
I'm going to use the card Duo Cleaver.
Roll a 6. Duo Cleaver. He gives one of his tactical fodder soldiers an extra attack, and on its second attack, it gains 50% of its own attack. So its power would reach 750. It's usually 500. Gains 50%, which is 250. 750. He gets to attack him 3 times this turn,
Great.
and he goes down to 3 health. Dragons are in the lead at 8. Steel Sunwalkers at 3. 8 minutes left.
And now it goes to you.
I really.
They need to roll something good here.
I'm gonna die.
He's rolled a 2.
I'm gonna die.
He's in, this is it. This is the moment. It looks like he hasn't got much he can play. He's reaching for the Apex. If the Apex doesn't work right here and right now, Dragons may secure this victory.
You don't want to use anything?
Oh well, is it my? Does it count as my?
Has to be during your turn, of course.
This is it. If he doesn't get it, it will be over.
Yeah, it's true.
That Sunwalker Apex will perish, and they'll be left wide open for the Dragons to take the last health points. He has to do it because he realizes
It'd be.
if he doesn't,
Are you sure? If
he either loses if he doesn't do it.
Like if it works, it'd be.
The worst case is he loses.
I have the perfect
Best
card to go
case
after that.
is that he deals 5 health point damage to Dragons. And that needs to be done, especially towards there being just over 7 minutes left.
It's literally.
Oh,
You know what? You know what?
Here it comes.
It looks like he's going to do it.
I'm the reckless player.
You are.
Let's just go for it.
He's going to be reckless right here, right now. And he just, remember, 3 or below it perishes, 4 or higher. He needs a 4. He needs a 4 or higher. He gets a 4! 5 health point damage to Dragons! And because the Dragons have more monsters in play, that Apex stays in play.
I finished there.
Ties it up and he gives it back to Dragons. It's a 45-50 Apex.
Now because
Dragons are in deep crap. They've rolled a 4. It's 3 equal. What can Dragons do here?
I don't know. I think I can hold my ground.
I play.
Oh boy.
They've rolled a 4.
Dragon Invictus.
So 4 and below. He plays Utopia Dragon. Their own Apex graces the field.
All your monsters perish.
It can select itself, remove its own specialty, and its sleeper skill activates. The enemy is given 3 choices. They take 3 health points damage, give up their next turn, or
Wait,
all their
can
monsters
I switch
perish.
my cards on your turn?
So he has to give him another turn.
Sacrifice to save him.
So the Dragons are going to have another turn right after this one and skip the Sunwalkers. So he's attacking it, and he gets blocked by Savage Dual Shield, ending the turn. But guess what? It goes back to Dragons because they get 2 turns in a row.
That's right.
And because that Utopia only lasted 1 turn, it's gone.
Yes.
What can Dragons do here? They rolled a 5. They're going again.
Allows me to play play a dragon.
Dragon Sage Dorian, you can play a synergy from his perish pile or monster, but if it's synergy, it gains 1000 power, then its power is halved. Its timer is also removed. And guess what? And also loses specialty, so that triggers the Utopia Dragon.
Oh, that is so.
So he gives him the 3 options all over again. The dragon's original, when it removed its own specialty, was only until it perished. So being brought back, it's refreshed and can use it all over again. So the guys have to give him another turn. This will be 3 turns in a row for the dragons. But can they make the most of it? Just over 5 minutes left, and it's tied.
Well, for you, yeah.
So I'll have tactical fodder.
Dragons.
This guy.
He's going to attack it. It looks like if he lets this through, he's using Master Identity, which protects his Sunwalker
A
again.
lot of defense cards.
Yes, that's my whole hand.
Very, very careful. Doesn't let anything get through.
Exactly. That's why I like them.
Dragons are running Arathor, so what they could have done the next turn is played Arathor, and what it does is it could remove the specialty of that same Sunwalker Apex and halve its power, which would have been detrimental to the Sunwalker Steel Edge.
Oh my god. You come out now. I mean, what? No.
So dragons are gonna have their turn, their 3rd turn in a row here. So he does the same thing. Is he gonna have it attack?
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna have it attack. He's gonna let it through and it dies.
Well,
And it's your move.
Just over 4 minutes left. He's got Elizabeth in hand.
what's his thing now?
4,000.
Medicine Angel Elizabeth. What this card does is it gives him 1 health point for every card in his asset pile. So as soon as he plays it, he can roll anything higher than a 3 or higher. He rolls a 5. He's got 4 minutes left.
Exactly.
As soon as he plays Elizabeth, he'll gain, it looks like 2 health points every single turn.
I'm not gonna.
And with 4 minutes left, this could be already over.
So his thing is.
But will he play it?
Well,
He just needs to think about it a little bit. Dragons,
no.
that Utopia is permanent at 4,000 points.
Roll 6-sided die if the result is 4 or higher.
That Sunwalker still has less than the dragons.
There's no.
Oh, the time is just removed.
The time
So he gets to roll again. It looks like he's going to try and roll again and take away the 5 health points once again. So if he rolls a 3 or below, that Apex will perish. If he rolls a 4 or higher, dragons take 5 health points.
Well,
to win the game.
you see now, sir.
He could try and play it safe.
Oh, don't look at it.
However,
You got that vigilante.
if he does do the roll, it's a guaranteed win.
Is that it?
If he plays Elizabeth, he could do both.
I thought it was that blaster vigilante.
But the problem is, if he just sticks with Elizabeth and doesn't use the specialty, his Apex will be gone at the end of the turn.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I rolled a 5, so.
I don't think you want to throw away this guaranteed chance at winning.
You know what? Let's just. Because then. So even if the. Yeah, okay, go.
He has rolled a 5 and below. He can play
He has
class
said
5 and below.
So instead of putting him to.
You're not gonna roll.
Oh, yeah,
I mean for his special.
Oh,
Still
yeah,
figuring was going to play.
Are you?
This is crunch time.
Does the turn?
2.5 minutes left.
No,
It's still tied up. Nothing has been played that would increase health points yet.
I'm playing Elizabeth.
He's playing Elizabeth. Here we go. And he's playing Slicer Kid.
Cards you have 2.
And it goes to 5 health.
We're getting 2.
This, here we go. I think he's going to go for the roll though as well.
And.
And by the way, at the end of the turn, that means he'll be gone.
Yes.
He is more powerful than that Apex, but dragons have a great way of defending their Apex monsters. And if on the next turn dragons can clear the board again, it'll be over.
What are you gonna do?
2 minutes left.
He needs 4.
He's at 4,000. You're at 4,550.
Right.
The Apex Sunwalker's at 4550.
I could win right now.
Dragons at 4,000.
Roll it, you will win. Like, if you roll it, you will win.
I
have
will
nothing
win.
to stop it.
That would be a sick win.
Or you will lose.
Or I could lose.
This could be it right now. 1 minute 30 seconds.
Yep, you would lose your big gun.
But, okay. Well, now, if I don't do it now, he's gone anyway. So I gotta do it.
Looks like he's going to go for the roll. Here it goes. Once again, 4 or higher, 5 health point damage to dragons. 3 or lower, and the Apex perishes.
Oh, that... Yo, so it's either I get the win now, or
Here
I
we
take
go.
him out. Which is your big man.
It is my big man.
Just over a minute left.
You want to win the battle or win the war?
I don't know.
This could be over any second.
It really could. Literally.
Elizabeth is at 5. That puts the Steel Edge Sunwalkers at 5 health points. Dragons are at 3.
Points by the time. Well, actually, 2 more health points by the time I get my turn. Do you
And on the next turn, if Elizabeth is still in play, which she will be, dragons will then go up, Steel Edge Sunwalkers will go up to 7 health points and further extend it. So here we go, he's going to roll again.
No!
Rolls a 3! Oh! Apex is gone! The Sunwalker Apex is gone.
I saw a 3, it was so close to a 4.
It was so
However, with 30 seconds left,
Alright.
it's definitely a foregone conclusion that Steel Edge Sunwalkers have won this. If you're wondering and thinking that the Steel Edge had a pretty long turn, keep in mind, Dragons had 3 turns in a row and couldn't win the game.
How many slices can you do?
It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. 9 seconds. Looks like that's going to wrap us up. Yes, here we go, that's it.
No, it's good.
So,
Yeah, okay. I'll let it go.
Dragons are going to lose this, and they run out of time.
Or is that it?
Hold on, I'm just getting stuck. No,
But
actually.
you can't play anything.
I can't, you know.
Yeah.
I thought that was your
So-
hand, and I was like, no, how does he have that many cards?
Steel Edge Sunwalkers win. Go to MonTac Cards at Instagram and subscribe to MonTac TCG. Looking to buy? There you go, there's your link.